A Florida family now blaming the disease for the death of their 12-year-old son. If confirmed, it would mean the outbreak has now killed more than 30 children. Dr. Marc Siegel is professor of medicine at NYU Langone Medical Center and a Fox News contributor, and he joins us now. Dr. Siegel, there is not a parent in this country right now who is not fearing their child getting sick, but this is specifically affecting not only children, young children, but elderly as well.
Absolutely, Sandra. This is the first time that we've ever seen flu peak in so many states across the country this early. 32 states with severe flu. All 49 continental states have widespread flu right now. And the reason is because there's a strain out there, a particular type of H3N2 strain that is resistant to the vaccine to some extent, and it's a very severe strain. So it's causing complications of the flu. It's causing flu patients to get pneumonia. It's causing more heart disease. And in the case of that 12-year-old boy that we've been talking about, it literally caused his immune system to rev up, and tragically he died. And we've seen over 30 deaths of young children already this season. It's a bad year.
And you hear in so many of these cases, as was his case, the parents said he was a healthy kid, no health complications. They thought he had a cold, and then several days later, death. Dr. Siegel, it makes you afraid to leave your house or send your kids off to school. How do you prevent yourself, or what can you do to help prevent your family from getting this?
Well, Sandra, a couple of things. I think people misunderstand what the use of a vaccine is. Now, Dr. Fauci of the NIH told me they're only a couple years away from a universal flu vaccine that's going to be an extraordinary change. But in the meantime, there's still time for you to get the yearly flu vaccine. And did you know that usually 80 to 85% of the children who tragically die from the flu were not vaccinated? Because a vaccine gives a ring of immunity around your entire household. So if you get a flu vaccine, you're not only protecting yourself, you're protecting pregnant women in your house, you're protecting the chronically ill in your house, you're protecting elderly people in your house, and young children as well. So I want everyone to get a flu vaccine, and physicians out there need to be on the lookout for secondary problems that come with the flu, like pneumonia, like bronchitis, like heart disease. Sometimes two things are happening at once, Sandra. We have to be looking for both.
That's a really important point, doctor, because as in this 12-year-old boy's case, they thought he had a cold. What other symptoms, more specific symptoms, can you look for in someone to identify the difference?
I look for fatigue. I look for muscle aches. I look for high fever and sore throat. You're not looking for that cough, that productive cough. It's fatigue and muscle aches and joint aches and high fever and headache that you see with the flu. It's very characteristic. 1 minute you're doing your usual job. The next minute you say, I've got to lie down, doc. That's the flu. And another thing we're underusing, Sandra, is Tamiflu, which is the antiviral drug you can use if you have a severe case. It prevents spread, it decreases spread, and I would also recommend that physicians out there prescribe antivirals like Tamiflu to patients that have a severe case or others in the household who are at risk.
I know you've mentioned that a bunch. This has been an unbelievable flu season. It's not over yet. Dr. Siegel, thanks for being here.
It may not even have peaked. It may last for several more weeks.
Whoa, don't want that.
Get your shot.